What's up, people? Um, I don't know about that. I'm just not gonna show it at all. Actually, it's just simply, disconnected. Um, what is it? Thank God I can't show you anything that's on my screen. So we're good. Everything's good. Uh, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. So what's up, people? Um, yeah, as you can see, and as you can read the title, um, Road to busted 200. Road to I need this. Road to 100 has begun. Right? Um, gonna say something on Instagram. So, uh, so anyways, yeah, I'm gonna say something. What's up, guys? I'm live streaming right now. Come join. Twitch.tv / Ventilog. I mean, Little Ox Clean AVM. Or youtube.com / Little Oxyclean. I'm live streaming right now. Come, chill with me. Let's watch some videos together because I'm gonna be on here for I think an hour or so. So ask me any questions throughout the stream or anything. So yeah, come join because that will be lit to enjoy. So yeah, come. One viewer on my Twitch. What's up, Twitch people? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna have the sub count in just a second. I forgot to put it up earlier. Actually, yeah. Let me have it to where it has it right here. So yeah, we're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Actually, who I love this. Actually, right here. So if you're on Twitch, open YouTube and type in this name right here. Get me to 100 subscribers like that, then I would edit the best what is it, the best video that no one has ever seen for 100 yeah, can't even talk today, fuck, for 100 subscribers. So get me there, cause I want to hit it today. I've been saying give me 200 subscribers, and we're only 3 subscribers away. So yeah, gonna say that on my Twitch, on my Snapchat as well. So here we go. What's up, Snapchat people? I'm live streaming right now on Twitch and on YouTube, youtube.com/LittleOxClean, or twitch.tv/LittleOxClean AVM. I'm gonna explain it in the stream that why I changed my Twitch.tv username, and if you could do that, everything that you need to know about content creating and everything. So yeah, see you guys over there. Stripe up if you want to subscribe to my channel, or if you want to follow me on my Twitch. So yeah, peace. Bro, okay. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be talked about today, and then later in the stream we'll be chilling with each other, watching videos. But it could be there's gonna be a lot of updates to it. First thing first is school. All right, school. School. How could I say this? I called my mom today. The only 2 persons that called are the lawyers that my mom has to be assistant of the U.S. And then one other person, which is like a close friend of ours. Literally like close friends since like years. We've been friends with this person, Megan. She's from here, but I don't like a whole lot explaining, but I don't want to get into it. But yeah, I ain't going to school, like going back to the building this week, so I'm good for tomorrow. Tomorrow, damn. Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the only last 3 days for digital learning, and then we'll be good. And I ain't got a COVID. That's a normal cough that most people do, like when they have like an itchy throat that the cough needs to get out. So yeah. What else? Hmm. I'm still doing the collabs with Elijah Kyle, but we're not in October yet, so I may not know about that. But what I'm sure of is this Friday I'm gonna call up my dad to see if we are going to Best Buy, because I'm going to school next week. But when I come back, I want to go. Oh frick, I can't, because my dad is gonna be working then. Fudge. So I think next Saturday we have to go to Best Buy just to get the computer. So I think no, yeah, yes, we're getting it next week, but not this, like not during the weekdays, but weekends I am. So just be on the lookout for a stream next Saturday, possibly at whenever we come back. I'll be streaming like right away. So that's like there's gonna be a lot of updates that needs to be announced. Um, goddamn, I don't know. Yeah. Here's who six. So, anyways, today is Fallen release day. So, what that means that why don't we music video and song it's out. So, which is kind of good. It's literally receiving a lot of love. Um, yeah. Let's see what's up. I want to see if it says something about me streaming. Um, is there? For you. So yeah, um, ask me questions, cause like, yeah. So yeah, um, how long I've been live for? That's for 14 minutes. So I think right now is the time where I can watch. Ooh, what the things I watch? That's a motherfucking problem, boy. Let me change it. Hold up. Chrome tab. This audio, yes. And let's see if it works. Or not. So yeah. Actually, let me have it here, put it right here, put it here, put it right here, put it right here, put it again in theater mode. Hold up. I'm gonna have to see it. Hold up. Ooh, damn, 98! Only one more, only two more. Two more, I repeat, two more. Two more. And then we're at 100. Stop unsubscribing, boy! Like, come on. Give me to 100. Stop trolling me. I know that's a troll because I just saw it on my phone, bruh. God damn. Oh yeah, the turret right here. So yeah, oh yeah, I was about to check the stuff.
I'm Adeline. I know at 19 I may be young, but I understand how cruel the world can be. My family used to be super rich. As a result, I'm
Okay, we're good, we're good. We're good. We needed to turn the volume a bit up.
massive house, went to the best schools, and had some out-of-this-world vacations. What I didn't realize was my dad was carrying around a big secret. His company had gone bankrupt. Being the proud man he was, instead of telling Mom and me the
Hello.
truth, he let it beat him up. When I was 10, he committed suicide
That
and left Mom
sucks.
and me with a whole of grief and guilt to deal with.
Hold on, let me oh, let's have it right here. It's a
And
ooh, okay, ooh, okay. I thought gonna you know, like be allowed, but
a house we could no longer afford. That's why we moved out of our palace to come and stay with my grandma in a small town. I always just presumed that after finishing high school, I'd go to college. My ambition was to study finance. Now, this seemed even more necessary as it meant that in the future, I could rebuild Dad's empire and make him proud. I didn't have an allowance anymore, so I was reliant on my part-time job in a restaurant to get me by. I'm pretty smart. Therefore, in my first few terms of college, I managed to get scholarships, which were my main financial source. Unfortunately, this term was only one full scholarship available. The problem is that, as smart as I am, there's this other guy called Ryan on my course who's even smarter. In previous examinations, even though I crammed day and night and drank a whole load of coffee to stay alert, I was always one step behind him. It's so annoying as I knew he was a rich kid, so he didn't even need the scholarship. He was also good looking, and loads of girls swooned after him. You name it, he aced it. From coursework to girls. Jeez, he was...
Bruh, if I were, oh, okay. What is it? Never mind.
Was the most frustrated person ever. I guess all my whining about Ryan was sending my roommate Bella crazy, as she told me to shut up and that I needed to use my assets to outplay Ryan. Thinking about it, her idea made sense. Ryan was always going smarter than me, so if I couldn't beat him, then I'd just have to distract him so he'd fail the test. I know this seems mean, but it's not like he needed the scholarship, right? Bella let me borrow some of her cute clothes, showed me how to style my hair, and how to do my makeup. I suddenly turned from Cinderella into a princess. Now, all I needed to do was approach Ryan and put my scholarship success plan into action. After class, Bella and I deliberately followed Ryan. As I walked past him, Bella jumped out and nudged me, causing me to tumble
this
into
one right
him
here,
and drop
okay.
my books. He rushed to pick them all up and passed them to me. As I thanked him, I pretended to accidentally grab his hand. Our eyes met, and he smiled at me. Talk about success. The next day after school, I rushed to work. Some days ago, because I was so engrossed in studying, I forgot the work schedule. So when I got to the restaurant, my boss scolded me, and she said that she would reduce part of my wage this month. I looked up at her with apologetic eyes. Then I suddenly felt like someone else was staring at me. I glanced at the order counter and saw Ryan. Talk about humiliating. Being on reduced wages was a disaster, so I had no choice but to find another part-time job to do alongside it.
Okay, breaking from Keemstar. He tweeted, finally a Team YouTube has been known pedo lie maker. The Minecraft YouTuber who was arrested found guilty of sexual interactions with his minor fans. I'm gonna pull up the tweet after I'm done with this video. So do not leave because I will show you the tweet and I'm gonna discuss it. Fuck shit. Yeah. So yeah, here we go.
I needed to find something that I could fit around all my studying. So I needed it to have flexible time and shorter shifts. Light bulb moment. I could teach the piano. I had been playing it since I was little and knew I was good at it. I designed a flyer called Friendly Piano Tutor at Home, and to my delight, I received a call today. I turned up at the address and, to my surprise, found myself in front of a mansion. Did I find the right address? Flustered, I pulled out my phone and called the number they'd contacted me on. I was completely surprised when the person who opened the gate was Ryan. I blurted out loud, "Ryan? Is that you? You've hired me for piano lessons?" And stared at him. "Yeah," he smiled. "Look, I'm sorry for how your boss at the restaurant treated you. And, I have a piano here, so I guess now seems like the perfect time to learn." Since then, I taught Ryan piano. Turns out he was a natural. Typical. Was there anything this guy wasn't good at? Okay, so I found out that Ryan wasn't as much of a jerk as I thought he was. He was actually sweet and funny. Had a shared love of music concerts, and we both longed to own companies one day. One time, I took his hand to move his fingers over the keys when this weird feeling came over me. Was that sparks I felt? Then another time, when I praised him for acing his piece of music, he said, "It's down to my amazing and beautiful teacher." I blushed and quickly looked away from him. I guess he felt them too, as both of us began to blush and the situation went super awkward. It's safe to say, the bond between us grew stronger, but I had to keep things professional as I had the scholarship to think about. So at the end of a piano lesson, when he asked me out, I quickly refused. I told him I had to study. He asked why I had to study so much when I was already doing so well. Seizing the opportunity, I told him how if I didn't get the scholarship for the next term, then I'd have no choice but to quit college, as I couldn't afford it. Hearing that, Ryan told me not to worry about it, as he would deliberately make his work worse, so I did my best, then the scholarship would be mine. I felt embarrassed.
So subscribe to my YouTube if you are on Twitch, cause I want to reach 100 subscribers this month. So yeah, please. So yeah, please.
And a bit awkward, but I hugged him and thanked. But something happened the day before the exam that changed my mind. I had a piano lesson that day, so as I was walking toward the room where the lessons took place, I heard voices coming from his father's study. Then I heard a loud voice say, "It's about time you took a look at Vincent and strived more to be like him. I don't want to live with the embarrassment of having a disappointment for a son." It was clear from all the mistakes he made during the lesson that Ryan had something on his mind. Was it because of the conversation with his father? In the end, I timidly asked him, "Ryan, who is Vincent?" "I'm sorry, I only asked because I overheard your conversation between you and your dad, and I can see you're distracted." He told me that Vincent's his older half-brother, and the son his father had with his first wife. Vincent was extremely smart and was helping their father to manage a foreign branch. Ryan always felt in comparison to him, and knew how much his father wanted him to be as excellent as his half-brother was, so he could later help him manage the company. Ryan told me, however, since they were kids, he'd never got on with Vincent, so he didn't want to be inferior to his older brother. So even though he didn't need a scholarship, he always tried to be the best. That night, I thought a lot about everything, and realized that not only did I feel bad for Ryan, but I also had strong feelings for him. I confided in Bella and told her that I wanted to confess all to him. I wanted him to take the scholarship test with his real ability. He deserved the highest position and to make his father proud of him. Besides, did I really want to win by default? Doing that wouldn't have been honorable. When Bella and I were talking, our moody housemate Dee Dee shouted down to us, "Will you guys shut up and let me sleep?" The next morning, I
God damn.
and waited for the
God damn, what's wrong with her, bro? Like, is she good?
college gates. Seeing him, I waved happily, but he ignored me and walked off. I shouted after him, "Ryan, you have to do your best today with all of your ability." That's when he stopped walking and turned to look at me with cold eyes and said, "Of course I will. Dee Dee messaged me last night and told me all about your attempted sabotage plot." Stunned, I lost the ability to talk and instead looked at him with pleading eyes as I stuttered out, So, I know you want to find out what happened next. Stay tuned as the next part of my story is coming soon.
Shut the up, dude. Like, nah, dude. Nah. Oh, you know what? I want to watch, what is that Much Dank? Yeah, Much Dank. One. What is it? No. Yeah, this one. Six Nine did not flop. Here we go. Come on.
Yo, how you feeling?
Chilling.
Chilling?
Chilling. Tired.
Yeah. This last weekend you dropped your album.
Yeah.
You've been crazy with that?
Yeah. Exactly. Title Tales went platinum. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You're full of shit. That's not possible. That doesn't happen. That don't happen. Imagine if I had fucking flop like Trippie Redd. There was this video of Trippie Redd. He sucked Drake's dick and balls on the news.
I saw it. I seen that.
What? No. Settle down, Logan. Logan, mentally it fucks me up and it's abusive.
What about Dirk? What do you think about, Dirk?
Bro, Dirk got this song with Drake or Golden Shower. Let me put this in perspective and really follow me here. When I say suck, he sucks. Like literally sucks. And they're fucking retards. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. You don't want to beef with Drake.
I mean, yeah, but have you ever heard of Drake's single? Yes. Logan, look me dead in my eyes and imagine me sucking dick. Logan, please.
We talk about music. Do you think
All right. Matter of fact, what was the bigger record? Gooba or Gooba? Let me ask you a question. Would you sleep with Gunna? Yes or no?
Sure.
Boom.
Hell no.
What? I'll tell Gunna suck my dick.
Is that right?
Listen, it goes to show that I'm a pedophile. And I like willies. Even Logan knows it.
Facts.
Is that against probation? Sorry.
Yes. Listen, if fucking Tupac Shakur released his last album now,
I love that part.
flop like
I love
Trippie
that
Redd.
part.
If fucking Tupac Shakur released his last album now
Now
would
it's
flop
like,
like Trippie Redd. One thing they hate about Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's gonna go number one. Boom. He's gonna top Billboard. Boom. He's gonna go platinum. Boom. Every fucking single day. Boom. We done.
I have to ask. Just
Oh my
moving
God,
forward
okay.
conversation.
No. I'm Michael Jackson. Fuck you.
Appreciate you coming on the show. I'm fed up with the shit.
Pussy.
I feel like I gotta say thanks.
Mudstang, come on, dude. I love Mudstang. Oh my gosh, Mudstang. I love him.
Backstreets and boys turning into man, Colombian immigrant. I'm doing my Twitter friend.
Uh, hmm. Okay, here we go. Another one.
We were sitting in science class, bored out of our minds, when we all heard it. It sounded like an earthquake, and one guy in our class actually dived under his desk. And then we saw it. There was a helicopter coming in to land on the soccer pit. Some of the girls started squealing that maybe a celeb was coming to visit us, and they rushed over to the window to get a better look. I knew exactly who it was, though, and I had to get out of there quickly before he found me. He stepped out of the helicopter in a purple velvet Gucci suit with his crocodile skin shoes and gold-encrusted sunglasses. The girls weren't interested anymore, and my old best friend Sally started laughing and pointing at it. Was burning with shame by this point, and so I asked the teacher if I could use the bathroom, but it was too late. He was already outside the door, waving frantically. He didn't even wait for the teacher to open up. He just burst in and said, "Say bye to everyone, because you are off to a new school. But don't worry, your friends can come flying with us anytime." Honestly, I wanted to die. Ever since my dad had become a billionaire, he turned into a complete psycho, and this was only the beginning. Before I unleash the crazy things my dad did with all his money, click like and subscribe on My Story Animated, and who knows, maybe you'll become a billionaire one day too. Just promise me you won't go insane like my dad. So there he was, standing in my class, humiliating me in front of everyone. After I'd done such a good job hiding how rich he'd become, I couldn't stand him being here 1 second longer, so I grabbed my bag and pushed him out the door. As we left, I heard Sally saying, "If her dad's so rich, how come she still dresses like she lives on the streets?" My dad heard her too and turned to me and apologized for not buying me any new clothes yet. Then he said he could get me a suit to match his. I honestly couldn't think of anything worse. I told him he'd taken it too far this time, and then he told me to wait until we got home because he had a big surprise waiting for me. I looked back at the school as we climbed into the helicopter, and literally every single person was staring at us. I'd be all over Instagram and be the laughing stock of the whole town. Don't get me wrong, at first being rich was kind of fun. We got to take all these cool vacations, and Dad bought a kick-ass boat, which I was not complaining about one bit. I loved the water, but then he'd started dressing in all these ridiculous outfits and had more before, which I was definitely suspicious about. Friends he hadn't seen for years had crawled out of the woodwork, and this was why I didn't want everyone at school knowing how stinking rich. If only my dad hadn't sold his company and become a billionaire. In the helicopter, my dad was so excited, but I just sat there with my head in my hands. My phone kept beeping as people posted about me on Instagram, and then my boy.
Hold up. So there's a Playboy, like, hoodie, like, like just the word Playboy. Like literally look, Playboy hoodie. Like is it just like just the word Playboy without like any design? I thought it was gonna be like with bunny ears, because that's their, you know, logo. There's a white one. That's odd. That's weird. But hey, they
Boyfriend texted me saying, "You told me your dad was rich, but I didn't know he was this rich." I was getting so many friend requests. I thought my phone was going to blow up. This was exactly what I didn't want. How my dad had ruined everything. When we got home, I headed straight for my room, but my dad ran after me and asked, didn't I want to see the surprise? No, Dad, I really didn't. Gosh, why couldn't he just leave me alone? He took me by the hand and dragged me round to the pool, and you will not believe what was in it. An actual car in the pool. My dad was laughing and said he'd bought it especially for me. A sports car. Because I loved the ocean so much, he thought this would be perfect for me. My own personal
the frick?
submarine.
Like
I could
why?
see him waiting for me to respond, so I just smiled. But all I could think was how crazy he'd become. I couldn't even drive. This was next level ridiculous. What would he buy next? Then as I walked away after muttering thanks, he chased after me and said it was an early birthday present. But my real present was the epic party he had planned for me. What party? I asked him. Then he just winked at me and said he'd already invited the whole school, that it would be the biggest and best party anyone had ever been to, and there would be even more surprises. No, I couldn't handle this. I didn't even like high school. In fact, I was a bit of a loner, and I liked it that way. I'd been planning to just hang out with my boyfriend on my birthday. Well, hopefully no one would come now that they'd seen how crazy my dad was. But then my
True.
dad told me he'd hired someone to send gifts to every single person to invite them. And when I asked what he was talking about, he said he'd sent everyone a new personalized cell phone and stuck the invite inside the box.
The
He said
flip?
they'd probably receive them later that evening. I almost screamed. Those people didn't deserve a free phone. What was my dad doing? I went to find my mom to tell her to go sort that out, but she wasn't even bothered. She was loving this new life of luxury and was busy having a hot stone massage and told me to leave her in peace. Great. So I was the only one who didn't love being this rich. I woke up the next day dreading school. Everyone's flashing their new phones in my face, and then at lunch, Sally came to sit next to me. I asked what she wanted, and she said maybe we should be friends again. After all, we'd been best friends as kids, and she didn't understand what happened to us. How about the fact she'd turned into a complete brat and basically bullied me? So no, I wasn't interested in being friends with her again, but she wouldn't leave me alone. She even snapped a pic of us together. Eventually, my boyfriend saved me. She saw him approach and said, "Ew," then left. Good Good riddance to her. Everyone was talking about my party, and people I hadn't even seen before came up to try and chat to me. If this was what celeb
heck?
life was like, I was fine being a normal person. I got home from school and spotted my dad sitting by the pool. He looked pretty sad, and I thought something must have happened, so I ran over. But when he saw me, he quickly started smiling and then gave me a big hug. It was okay. And he said, of course. He ran inside and I could hear something barking. And I thought, oh no, he didn't. But he had. He'd bought me a dog, a handbag dog. He said he'd ordered it from Japan and it had just arrived. And that all rich girls need a handbag dog. Otherwise, are they even rich? But that's not all. I walked into the kitchen and there was a complete stranger sitting at the table. I was used to butlers and cleaners and gardeners running around, but this guy didn't look like he worked here. So what was he doing? He jumped up when he saw me and said, "You must be Kara. Hi, I'm Frank, your new personal assistant. Whatever you need, just let me know." My dad was standing behind us, and I turned around and said, "Dad, I'm 15. I don't need a PA." Then I left him and Frank standing there. Frank wouldn't give up though. He brought me a glass of water and even offered to help show me work. But after that, he was only nice to me if my dad was around. I even caught him watching movies in our cinema. It was like he only took this stupid PA job so he could hang out at our mansion. His dad was around a lot too. Suddenly, he was my dad's best friend, and I don't even know where he came from. One night, I warned my dad to be careful, and he got so defensive and said Frank's dad was the best. And then my dad said he'd lent him the helicopter for the weekend because he was a photographer. And I just thought, wow, what an idiot. This guy was using my dad. It was obvious. But there were worse things on the horizon. My birthday finally arrived, and I was woken up by my dad, who was riding a white horse with a horn attached to its head. Who else can say they've been woken up by a unicorn on their birthday? Oh man, this was going to be a long day. And it was. I actually tried to escape before it started, but Frank caught me leaving the estate and called security to block me from leaving. It made me feel like a prisoner in my own home. There was nothing else for it. I just need to go through the party and hope it wasn't
What's
a complete
up?
disaster. My dad had
Sorry
bought a
for not
cake
reading
the
his,
size of a
the
small
chat.
house, and there were like 10 unicorns prancing around. And then the worst part, my dad came out in a leopard print onesie and said it was a fancy dress party. Then he gave me and my mom outfits to match his. My mom was so excited, but I refused to wear mine. It clearly upset my dad, but I didn't care. I never asked for any of this. Pretty soon, people started arriving, and it wasn't just people from school. There were so many strangers there who claimed to be friends with my dad, and I saw them heading straight for the table of gifts. My dad had bought gifts for everyone. I mean, it was my birthday, not theirs. This when you had too much money. Then Sally arrived. And I did not. I saw her walking in and I went straight to Dad and asked why she was there. He ignored me and ran over to Sally saying, "Look how grown up you are. Kara's missed you so much. You haven't been around to play in years." I just glared at Sally and she came right up and hugged me and whispered, "Let's just play nicely, okay?" Then she laughed and walked off. I saw Frank eyeing her up. He even came up and asked me if she was single. And of course, that was the exact moment my boyfriend arrived. I was so happy to see him. He handed me a gift and said happy birthday. It was my all-time fave book, and I thanked him. But Frank was standing right there, and then he said, "Oh, I almost forgot. Here." And he gave me a little box. It was a necklace. Why would he spend so much on me? My boyfriend immediately asked who he was, and he said he was my new best friend. And when my boyfriend introduced himself, Frank said, "Oh, I've never even heard of you before, mate. Kara never mentioned you. After that, you could have cut the tension with a knife. My boyfriend looked super upset. And then my dad appeared and said Frank just told him I had a boyfriend and he wanted to meet him. But it was too late. My boyfriend was walking away. I ran after him and he said he didn't recognize me anymore and that maybe I should just go date Frank instead. I almost burst into tears. Then I felt someone put their arm around me and it was Frank. He said, "Aw, don't cry. I mean, he bought you a book. You deserve better than that loser. Come on, babe. Let's get back to your party." This was a disaster. All these people were at my party, not because they liked me, but because my dad was rich. And now I'd just lost the one person I actually wanted to be here. I went to find my dad and all exploded with anger when I saw him chatting to Sally, showing him the photo of us, saying how we were best friends again. What a liar! I asked my dad if we could talk, and then told him he was destroying my life by showing off like this. And now I'd even lost my boyfriend because of him. I turned to him and said, "I wish you'd never become a billionaire. I miss the old you." For a moment, my dad looked really hurt, but then he turned around and everyone was looking, and he went to join them. Sally's parents were even there, and I saw him walk towards them, but they turned away from him. He looked back at me and tried to smile, but I could see he wasn't happy either. I went to my room and tried to block out the sound of all those strangers pretending to celebrate my birthday. It was pathetic. I just wanted everything to go back to how it was before. Eventually, people left, but I could still hear Sally's voice. She was sitting by the pool with Frank, and then I saw my dad with Sally's parents, and they were their new idea and trying to get my dad to invest in it. My dad got up to get them a drink, and as soon as he walked away, they started laughing at him and whispering. It made me sick. I went straight and told him they needed to leave now, but he said he was about to sign a contract with them. I couldn't let this happen. My dad was delusional, and he looked exhausted. There's no way he was actually thinking straight. I walked straight out to where Sally's parents were and told them it was late and it was time to leave. They just laughed, and then I lost it. I told them if they didn't leave, I'd call security, and then they said I was nothing but a spoiled brat and that I had no right to speak to them like that. Well, I really did call security. They arrived before my dad did and asked them to leave. They made such a fuss and started saying mean things about me and my dad. They even grabbed some more gifts on the way out. Then Sally shouted over to me, "Even buy friends with all this money." I was destined to be a loser forever. My dad heard everything. He came outside and collapsed onto a sun lounger, and I just started shouting at him. I told him he couldn't just go out and buy happiness, and that Sally's parents weren't interested in being friends with him. They just wanted his money. Same with Frank's dad. They were all laughing behind our backs. I then said I knew he wasn't happy because I caught him looking miserable these past few weeks, and that he had ruined my life.
Hold
Suddenly,
on.
he started crying. I'd never seen my dad cry before. He said he was sorry. He had only hired Frank because he thought he might be a good match for me, and that he really wanted Frank's dad to be friends with him because he seemed like a nice guy. But now, Frank was more interested in Sally, and he just messed everything up. Hang on. He hired Frank to try and date me? How could he do that? I seriously wanted to, but seeing him crying like that, I
You
just
want to
felt
hear about it.
sorry for him.
came back. Not exposed for some more.
So desperate for people to like him. Then he kept saying how much he missed work and that he regretted selling the company because now all he did every day was buy ridiculous clothes and eat caviar imported from across the world and ride around in a helicopter he didn't like. He knew people were laughing at him, but he didn't know what else to do with all this money. He'd assumed I was as lonely as him, but if he'd ever stopped to ask me, he'd have known I'd been happy and living a modest life. I didn't want all this bling, and I definitely didn't want a submarine sports car. That night was a turning point for both of us. Dad told Sally's parents the deal was off, and he fired Frank after getting his helicopter back from Frank's dad. Then he said he had one last surprise for me. I wasn't interested, but he dragged me there. And believe it or not, he actually nailed this one on the head. He'd convinced my boyfriend to get back together with me, and he took us on a sunset helicopter ride over the town. When we passed Sally's house, I asked my dad if we could land in their garden just to rub our money in their faces. But my dad said he didn't want to land on their tainted land. So it all worked out. My boyfriend took me back. Sally never spoke to me again, and my dad went back to dressing normally. And guess what? He donated the helicopter and the submarine and all the other crazy stuff he bought. And now he has friends again. Not because he's a billionaire, but because he's actually a super nice guy. We're thinking of starting a business together doing party planning. Because let's be honest, my dad knows how to throw one heck of a party. Unicorns and all.
Damn, okay. Actually, I want to, lift up the mood a bit. We're gonna watch other Alex Warren podcasts.
I'm the only sibling who still talks to her. So I'm there for her at all the times, but it's very hard to find her where she's not drinking or drunk already. And lately I've been kind of keeping my distance. She.
So we're running it. Welcome back to Impulsive, the number one podcast in the world. The number one podcast in the world. Wow. Yeah. Hit that subscribe button. That's George Janko you're listening to, our new co-host. Welcome, bro. How you feel after the first show?
Dude, amazing. And let me tell you guys, your audience is our audience now, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Is strongest in the world.
So strong. Did your movie get to number one?
It went from 89, and right now it's at 16 in the world.
Ooh.
It's
Impulsive audience.
Way to go.
Round
Way
of
to go.
applause.
I will, by the way, also sold out Texas completely after the podcast too. So I'll see you guys in Texas. Thank you. That was crazy.
That a boy. Okay, so I'm in a really jovial, fun, high energy spirit. I've been doing all sorts of things today. Very busy.
Name one. Go.
Working out.
Wow. Done. Moving on.
So going from one thing to the next to the next. And we wanted to address something, and I'm going to do this in the best way I possibly can, given my chaotic mindset that I have right now. But you may have noticed we did disable comments on the last podcast.
Gone.
We did that because our audience, and I hate to just group everyone together, because there's a small minority that is very vocal, and they do not represent the majority of our audience. I'm addressing those people. There's a small majority of our audience. Can you do small majority?
Yeah.
Small minority of our audience that see, I probably should have prepped, because I don't know how to do this respectfully. It's gotten volatile and toxic in the comments to the point where I'm no longer comfortable. And it's fortunate because on the last episode we dived deep into the positive reinforcement and being nice to people and being kind, and then I go on And Mike's mom watched the last episode and commented something like, yo, I love you guys. Great show. George is a great addition. And there's comments under it like, yo, your son's a drug addict who's only going to sell drugs to homeless people for the rest of his life. Like, it's just gotten to a nasty place, and I don't know how we've devolved there, especially when we really do try, and I'll pat ourselves on the back. We do a good job of preaching the message of positivity and being nice and kind to people. And especially it hurts when in the last episode, a chunk of it was devoted to that very topic. And in the comment section, people are still motherfucking Mike and saying, not just me too.
But also, like, this comment was one that's what set you off. Jesus, reading the comments on Impulse watching a really bad soap opera. Everyone fucking complaining. Give it a chance, or just stop watching.
It really is true, and we love the fact that you guys devote your time to us and you listen to us, and you can take nuggets of wisdom from the stuff we're saying. But if comment section is not going to be conducive to our program, there comes a point where we do have to put our foot down. This is my boy. He's not going anywhere. He's a part of the podcast. He's literally built this podcast with me. What is this, episode 220? Maybe. That's insane. We've been doing this for 2 years. He's not leaving, guys. Like, we get it. Constructive criticism, we welcome it. We love it. But anything where it's just based in negativity and your only goal is to make someone on this podcast feel bad is not good.
But also, like, keep in mind, this is fuck protecting me. If you wanna come talk shit to me, come to my Instagram. This is not a censorship opportunity. We talk about promoting positivity on this show. We talk about the pitfalls of negativity on this show and what's doing to young minds, what it's doing to people on the internet. Then back that talk up by continuing to promote a conversation of some sort in the fucking comments. And it's very unfortunate that tiny community of fans are elevated by the social media platform that is YouTube.
It sucks. Like,
negativity is promoted. There's a couple thousand people who say very nasty things, whether it's about me, whether it's about Mac, whether it's about Logan, and then the same people go and upvote, and because of the toxic nature of promoting negativity on social media and the voting system that exists for top comment, and I think we'll talk about that with our guests a little bit today, those comments are elevated and outshine the incredible constructive criticism and continuing of conversation that we asked for last week, where if you scroll through those first 50 comments below, yo, what they talked about on negativity and social dilemma, what they talked about this celebrity's thoughts on this, the conversation is happening outshone by a really small section. And basically my point on it is it's disheartening. It's frustrating. We put on a show. We know there's an arena of 100,000 people or 1 million people who love watching us.
Yo,
but unfortunately, YouTube, how they work and how their system works, they're shining the camera on a tiny group of people who are booing and saying mean things.
Yeah, and that's the worst part of it, bro. Everyone I meet in person who's come up to us and say, hey, I like Impulsive, this is great. Bro, these are like CEOs. These are like businessmen, entrepreneurs, kids in college, like
athletes, runners,
studying, like
constantly.
Yo, I know they're not the ones leaving the comments. So who are these people? And to put it quite simply, and I know there have been some Twitch streamers who have been going through the same thing, who have just had to like address the audience, and it's what we're doing. The last and only time I'll address the Mac situation, guys. We fucking lack. That's an understatement. This guy has been a friend of mine for 2 decades, and if you're not in the Maverick Club, you wouldn't have seen this, and I'm even show it here. But Mac surprised us one day and said, "I'm moving out in 2 days." We didn't kick him out. We didn't ask him to leave.
We were shocked.
We did. All of us
shocked.
were. No, and I even told him. I said, "Hey man, this is like the last thing I want you to do. Are you sure you want to do this?" And he wanted to go back to Cleveland to his goal of becoming an artist, because it aligns a little bit more with what he wants to do if he's based there. The intricacies of a 2-decade relationship that are handled off camera are not going to be understood by an audience who watches an hour of a conversation where I think the one episode made some people sour, because I will say both of us, for whatever reason, we were having a bad day. We were a little sour. We didn't address Mac maybe with the respect that we should have. And the audience
terrible. I was having a terrible day. I knew that I was off. I could have even sat that show out. And by the way, if you watch that episode, I was silent for that whole episode. I was having a horrible day.
We got into it afterwards because we always briefs. What you guys don't know is after the podcast, an hour or two of.
I didn't even know that. Yeah. First one,
we all
yeah.
wrapped up like a show, debriefing, and they put me in a box. I was like, "What's going on?"
We walked out of that episode with Mac, and within 4 minutes of that show ending, I had apologized already wholeheartedly. I talked to Mac. I said, "Listen, I wish I hadn't said the things I said to you today. I feel terrible about it." And things were glorious again. We were all friends again. And as you saw, the last shows that Mac did here, he came out of his shell even more. We promoted him. His last show on the podcast was one of his most talkative episodes. And so it really, really was disheartening to see all of these assumptions by people that we kicked them out. Mike, anybody that gets close to Logan, Mike gets rid of him. Just like he got rid of Kong and Maverick the pair.
Oh,
like,
no.
what the
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
You put a hit?
like, what the
I
fuck
know you
is
didn't
that?
like Maverick. You
Are we
fucker.
12? 12 fucking years old? Talk topics at hand. Matt, we love fucking Mac. There was no bad blood. There was no resentment.
love
He
effing
wanted to
Mac?
move
What?
on to pursue his fucking
Okay.
art, and we didn't even want that to happen.
And it's crazy because I see comments like on Twitter like, yo, like Mike's the next one to move out. Do you expect these people to live with me forever? Like, yo, people have lives and goals and aspirations.
When am I gonna move in if these people don't move out?
Well, there's a room right now, but also like at the end of the day, like we're all fucking adults here. Logan makes his own mind up. Some of these people are. Mike told Logan to make Mac. I don't know why I make you sound like a pirate. It's just ridiculous, and that's what we're trying to stop from happening.
Exactly. And George, hey, sorry you had to.
No, I'm good. Honestly, I could even say because 99.9% of the comments since I've been on has been really positive to me. But I know that's gonna change. This is all I'm gonna say. This podcast isn't to make you guys feel good about us. This is a podcast to make us a better people, friends. And if you guys want to dive into our soul, learning and creating, there's times where I'm listening, I'm learning, and there's times that you guys are doing the same. So we're not gonna always hit home runs, but this is a podcast. This isn't a fucking TED Talk. We're not here to make you feel better.
It's an open conversation. And I have a theory
TED
that
Talk,
the more
huh?
you get to
Funny.
know people and the 360 degree of who they are as a human, the more you like them or the more you dislike them, right? That's how you form friends. I've been hanging out with Mike for 6 years. I hang out with this guy right there. I like him more and more and more. And so to put a trust in us, the audience is getting to know us more. And the more they get to know you, I'm sure they'll have opinions about you from time to time down the line, except I'm disabling comments for this episode too. You've lost your privileges for the next 5.
You guys are
The next 5.
I'm kidding. I've been getting a lot of DMs though, so it's cool. I like it. It's fun.
Well, it's almost a good marketing play because it makes them go share the episode on other platforms.
No, because the people who thumbs it.
We got a bunch of we got a bunch. But
We're working on it. The guys, I want to bring out our guests. We've taken up a lot of time talking about this. Thank you for hearing us out
you
on
guys
that.
are fucking.
We felt like we had to address it. That's the last thing we'll say about it. It's time to move on. Keep our chests out, chin up. Ladies
Chest
and
out,
gentlemen,
chin up.
this
Okay,
up and
that's
coming
a
internet star,
word.
in my opinion, is one of the promising Gen Z creators with over 13 million TikTok followers and 2.5 subscribers on YouTube. It is the Hype House hero, Alex Ward.
Let's go. Genuine guy. Genuine.
I love this kid. And I love how you wear your headphones.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love how you did that. Alex, I love you.
Thank you.
And we talked about you coming on this podcast. You mentioned you might have been a little nervous.
Hella nervous.
Is your heart beating fast?
Are you starting to sweat at all? By any
It actually
chance?
is. It really is.
It's fine. So okay, we're friends. So that's first and foremost. Second off, it's a pretty easygoing podcast.
No, yeah.
It's laid back.
Nice.
And also so far you're doing
Yeah, right. Audience, nice.
How are you, bro?
There actually is a lot of people.
There is. No one knows this behind the scenes how many people are actually here.
Yeah.
Just imagine the millions of people that are looking at you right now.
George, are you
You kidding me?
You guys
You see
millions
the
of views.
yeah, did you see the views this
Yeah,
kid gets?
Yeah, but it's so funny. You don't put like the faces to it. You
You
just look
don't.
at numbers,
You
which is
don't.
the sad part.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's when the first time and you might have already done this. The first time you have like a meetup or a
I haven't had a meetup.
yeah. So when the first time you do that and you realize the scope of your power,
Yeah.
bro, like the digital star is the next big thing.
It doesn't feel like huge. You don't feel it though.
Yeah, you do.
No, you.
Yeah, you do.
Bro,
You
you
go to
have
Saddle Ranch, you get
paparazzis out
paparazzi'd every day.
I don't know. You don't think twice about it. I don't.
There's
I
no-
always ask them every time I get paparazzi. I'm like, any important people today? Like I always go and like
You're
you're like,
the important
actual
personality.
celebrity?
yeah.
Bro,
I don't view that.
On my bike, coming back to do my podcast, and you have a car. What is that beautiful matte black? That's your McLaren.
That's my
You
McLaren.
wrapped it matte black.
Yeah.
So,
And pink. There's pink
so
on
you
it.
have some level of success, Alex.
Yes.
Eventually, you're gonna have to swallow the pill. Like, oh wow, I I might have some influence.
Maybe not today.
You're so humble.
No,
You're so humble.
No, it's
It was
not even
shocking.
humble. It's I don't want to have an ego. Like, cause you see all the like I've been in LA a long time enough to like meet people who are like you know, oh you do know who I am? Like I need to be in
Right,
your
right.
like, who
sure.
fucking cares?
Sure.
I make YouTube videos. I make dumb videos with my friends.
Sure.
That's fucking it.
Sort of, because I hear you too. I try to follow that same path and have that
Right.
same mindset. It's the best. Like in
Right.
my opinion, I tell Mike this all
I
the time.
enjoy it way more.
Humility is sexy. Humility is.
Oh,
Dude,
that's
like
really
that's why I
sexy.
scooted my chair next to you.
Have you seen TikTok?
Dog.
I'm not sexy.
What are you talking about?
Eh.
Close to a guest before. 6ix9ine was grabbing my hand, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I saw
There's so many videos on TikTok of your hand in like montages of you and him. Like they deep fake that.
You are really close to him.
No,
You're
because
really
you
close.
You and George are close.
we're very close.
You and I are close.
I said
I've
that.
known Mike the longest though.
How is that possible,
You don't remember.
They're both almost from New York.
You don't remember.
Mike?
When I had like 10,000 subs on YouTube, I hit up Mike because I wanted to get
Please tell me this makes me look good in some way.
yeah, love couches. What are they?
Oh, love sack. Oh,
Love
oh,
sack.
so
It's okay.
you
The
sent me
comments
a
are
love
disabled.
I've known you since I started.
right.
I DM'd you. I go, hey,
Chizzy thought that the rain was happening.
my god, I'm streaming for. An hour 16. I gained 1 subscriber. And I lost 1 subscriber. I'm gonna, yeah. I just want to say this. RM, please say what this thing says. Cause, I'll do a secret video, out this week if I could hit it this week. So, yeah. So, hope you enjoyed this stream. Yeah. Join my Discord. I mean, I'm you know, paste it in the chat. Why can I not? Why can I not? Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna paste it in the Twitch chat. Hold on. Give me a second. How could I do this? Well, I can't, you know, pin anything, so as you can see here, this is my Twitter. This is my Twitch, and if I can, this is my Instagram, and when they cannot see because it's too much is my Discord. So yeah, go subscribe to my channel, and if I cannot reach 100 subscribers by Friday, I'll be mad or upset because yeah. So anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, cause yeah, probably be unlisting this as well. So yeah, see you guys all later and take care.